Okay, I guess I'm ready. Hi, my name is Kevin Hutchins. I'm a student at Liberty University, and for my persuasive presentation, I'm going to attempt to persuade you that Christians need to behave as Christians in order to stop the decline of Christianity. I will be using another PowerPoint presentation as a learning tool during this presentation. Some people may say, there is no danger, my church is just fine. I show up on Sunday morning, the building is packed, there's plenty of people on Wednesday night, plenty of people on Sunday night, we don't have a problem. To those people I simply say, just wait. You will have a problem very soon, because across the board, the number of people calling themselves Christians and the number of people attending church regularly is dropping off. Some people may say, wait, isn't this just a European problem? Though it's true that the churches in Europe have been experiencing decline for the past 4 decades, it's not limited to Europe alone. The United States is also starting to see this same problem in its own churches. But wait a minute, isn't this simply an Episcopalian issue? Although the Episcopal Church has lost somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 of its membership, it is not simply limited to any particular denomination. It is, as I said, across the board. And some people say, are all denominations in trouble? Yes, absolutely. Every denomination is affected by this decline. It isn't limited to any denomination, nor is it limited to any continent or country. Christianity itself, as a belief system, is in decline. That's because many people simply feel that the faith is outdated. They feel that Christianity has made its contributions, for better or for worse, and that it's run its course. Other people, especially here in the United States, are simply turned off by the way religious leaders present themselves to the world. It seems like about every day there's a new scandal or something involving a religious leader or a prominent pastor. I can think of the Jimmy Swaggart and Ted Haggard fiascos, and it's those sort of things that are really turning people off to Christianity as a whole. But here are some cold hard facts. Prior to around 1990, Christianity was stable among the U.S. population, with 87% of the adult population referring to themselves as Christians. Now that's a large percentage of the population. However, it has not stayed that way. It's not the case today. By 2008, the number has dropped to around 75%, and the number is still dropping. I recently had the chance to speak with some people who are openly critical of the Christian faith. And this is what they had to say regarding Christianity and the church as it presents itself to the world today. Their comments may shed some insight into why this decline is taking place. A 16-year-old female, when I asked her what it was that what contribution I felt Christianity had made to the history of the world, she replied, it's been nothing but problems. It's been a judgmental and hateful mindset that's been imposed on people. A man in his 40s, when I asked him what he thought was Christianity's best attribute, he simply responded, well, at times it seems like Christians do good things for people, but other times it seems like all they want to do is call you a sinner, tell you how bad you are, and tell you that you are in fact going to hell. So based on these kind of mindset, what can be done to change this? What can we do as Christians to stop this decline and to actually reverse it? It's actually not as complicated as many people make it out to be. We can simply follow Jesus and not the religious leaders. No matter how high we hold up a person, that person is still a person. They're still limited by their humanity and they're going to make mistakes. But if we instead look to Christ as the author and the finisher of our faith. We're not going to have those same kind of problems. When a human leader falls, the people that have been looking to him seem to fall away. But if we look to Christ, who does not fall, then we simply save ourselves that headache in the long run. Another thing we can and must do is to know the difference between Christian faith and legalism. To simply go around and tell people that they're sinners, that they're going to hell, doesn't make them feel good. It doesn't give them a sense of hope. If you present your faith as nothing more than a laundry list of thou shalt nots, who wants to be a part of that? No one's going to be a part of that. No one's going to want anything to do with that type of religion. Christianity is so much more than that, and it's the rest of that needs to be presented. The fullness of the faith needs to be given to people, not simply a list of rules. And the other thing we can do is simply live the faith that we claim to have. If we have our faith, but it's something that we keep inside us and we're not out there living it, we're not out there showing it through our actions, then it's meaningless. It means absolutely nothing. But what does it mean to actually be Christian? What does it mean to live the Christian life? Well, based on the comments that these people gave to me, I want to point out from the start that it is not about looking down on others. It's not about building yourself up at the expense of other people. In fact, Scripture tells us, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Basically, it all comes down to going out into the world to help others, to be there for people as Christ was there for people, to associate with people as Christ associated with people. Basically, it's about going out into the world to save the world and not to condemn it. For the Bible tells us that Christ came not to condemn us, not to damn us to hell, but to save us. And as Christians, we need to reflect that in the way we live our lives. So basically, it all comes down to this. Christianity itself is experiencing a period of rapid decline. If we as Christians want to reverse this trend, then all we need to do is to live as Christians, as followers of Christ. Thank you.